Hey y'all, welcome to Hirtz Life. I'm Derek Hirtz. I wanted to share what God's been teaching me about living a life of worship. About a month ago, I was worshiping to this song that says, "We give you the highest praise. You deserve it all. You deserve it all." That's actually a really good worship song. I'll put a link in the description below, and also if you're worthy of it all. And I asked God, what could I possibly bring you that Jesus hasn't already brought to you for me? Because Jesus lived the perfect life, living in faith and completing the law without missing one thing that God asked him to do. And then he put his spirit in me. So everything I could possibly bring to God in my worship and in my life, I realized that Jesus has already brought it for me.
Whatever else he needs me to bring you, I got it. I'm Jesus.
So there's nothing left to bring because I am complete in him. And so I was asking God, what could I possibly bring you? And he reminded me of a vision that I had in a prayer meeting a couple months before that. The vision didn't look like that. While I'm praying, just an image comes to mind. So in the vision, I was in the palace of God and there was a bookshelf in front of me. And Jesus was standing behind me and he said, "What do you want to do?" I said, "I guess I'll look at a book." And so I pulled a book off the bookshelf. And when I opened up this big book, I saw a little wooden cross sitting on top of the page. And it had been kind of pressed in the page a little bit. From the cross, there was all this embroidery of gems and jewels, and they were coming out of the cross. And then Jesus reached over my shoulder and he took the little wooden cross off the page and he said, "The sacrifice has already been made. All that's left are the fruits." And then he asked me to wear the fruits of the cross. And so when I asked God that question in worship, what can I possibly bring you that Jesus hasn't already brought for me? His answer was, receive and partake in everything that Jesus bought for you on the cross. And I realized, man, Jesus paid a really high price, and he bought me a ton of stuff through the cross, more than just salvation. He bought the gifts of the Spirit, the fruit of the Spirit, and he bought walking and being led by the Spirit, walking in strength and power and love. That was a canon, definitely in Colonial Williamsburg. So I want to partake and taste everything that Jesus bought for me. Something I realized about tasting is that I can tell somebody that's never tasted a cake before what ingredients are in a cake. I can say it's made of flour and sugar and eggs, and I can tell them all the ingredients and they can know a lot about what a cake has. But when they actually taste it, it's a whole nother experience. So we might know about the cross and about what the cross bought for us, but I don't want to just know about Jesus. I want to taste him, partake of him, and know what he actually bought for me. Because when you taste something that's that good, you would do anything to know all about it. See, Jesus is the pearl of great price. There are these two parables in a row, and they say that this man found a pearl or found a treasure, and he sold everything that he had so that he could purchase the land, dig it up, and buy that treasure or buy that pearl. And Jesus is the pearl of great price. When we taste him, when we know him, when we experience him, when we taste and see, then we naturally lay down everything to have more. We naturally live a life of surrender because it's just that good. So the greatest worship we can bring is receiving the full gospel, partaking of everything that Jesus bought for us on the cross. We don't have to strive and worship to bring God something, but we can just receive what he already bought for us. And in return, we'll come and worship and just say, "Thank you. You're worthy of it all." All right, y'all, remember to like, subscribe, follow, and share with someone, and leave a comment on YouTube saying what living a life of worship looks like for you. I'll see you next week.